Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Mark Timberlake and I'm back with a brand new video. And today, guys, breaking down another game. Michigan heading to Southern California to play the Trojans in the Coliseum. 7:30 kickoff Eastern time. So, there's a couple things we need to break down here. If you're Michigan, you got a tough stretch coming up. At USC, then Washington. If you go 0-2 in these games, your chances of college football playoffs out the window. You go 1-1, odds are your chances for college football playoffs are all going to come down to that game in Ann Arbor against Ohio State. If you go 2-0, you're in a really good spot. Because even if you lose to Ohio State in Ann Arbor, as long as you don't drop another game down that stretch between Washington and Ohio State that you're supposed to win, you're in the college football playoff. Now, I would say, from a perspective of a Michigan fan, we believe that they potentially have a chance to finish 11-1. You know, we think they can beat USC, beat Washington, win out, and beat Ohio State. Now let's say, for instance, just for argument's sake, they go 1-1 against USC and Washington. If it's coming down that Ohio State game in Ann Arbor, as a Michigan fan or a Michigan player, you're not necessarily upset about that because you've won that game like a clockwork, like routine for the past 4 years. So I don't think you're upset if it's going to come down to that game. However, at the same time, it's still Ohio State. Like, it's a rivalry. Anything can happen. It's not really how you want the game to come down. You don't want it to come down to that game. Plus, if you don't win that game, the season's not like, even if Michigan were to win a national championship, if we lose to Ohio State, I don't know if that get the taste out of our mouth. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic. Back to breaking down Michigan USC. So Michigan's going in the Coliseum. I'd say that maybe gives USC a little bit of an edge. I don't really know if going in the Coliseum is a huge advantage anymore if you're USC. So here's a couple things that you need to take into account. USC, very high-powered offense, good running back, good wide receiver, really great quarterback. But they haven't had to face a defense that brings pressure like Michigan. Like USC's quarterback, a lot of times, he can break the pocket, he can run. He can make throws on the run. We've seen him do it. He's done pretty well with that. Only problem with a defense like Michigan's, though, is the way Wink Martindale dials up pressure when the offensive line comes in and the edge rushers come in. They're going to be able to contain a quarterback when they bring a blitz on him. When Michigan's guys up front who are rushing and their edge rushers, blitz or not, you're going to be contained. The quarterback is going to be contained. So basically, here's the deal if you're USC. Number one thing is you got to protect your quarterback. If Michigan can win in the trenches and they can bully SC's offensive line, Michigan's going to win. That is the game. So if you're USC, protect your quarterback. Let your quarterback be your quarterback. We've seen him play really great this season. I still think his best game is out there somewhere. I mean, if you can get your running backs going and you can get your wide receivers out there, you're going to be in this game. Now, if you're USC's defense, here's the keys for USC's defense. You got to pressure Bryce Underwood. Maybe bring an extra safety up because you got to either pressure Bryce Underwood if he's throwing. You got to stop the run. You have to stop the run. Whenever a team plays Michigan, I cannot emphasize this enough. They are a smash fest football team. They like to get the run game going early. They like to get their running backs going. You got to stop the run. But then right when they get you a bite on the run, they'll get wide receivers streaking deep and they'll let Bryce Underwood take a shot. So you got to be able to stop whatever Michigan does. Whatever they do, you got to have some kind of counter. So basically, what Michigan's goal is going to be is this. Get the run game going early so that USC maybe brings an extra safety down. Or someone they need to bring someone down to come in on the run. That's when Michigan will get Donovan McCulley streaking deep. One-on-one matchup with Donovan McCulley or Samaj Morgan streaking. You like one-on-one matchups right there. So if you're USC, here's the goal. You need to pressure Bryce Underwood and stop the run. and you need to get your run game and your wide receivers, your offense, your quarterback, you need to get them going early. And if you're Michigan, here's the goals. Protect your quarterback to make sure Bryce Underwood stays comfortable. Bryce Underwood can pick a defense apart. I mean, he's only growing. I still think his best game is out there too. I mean, he's only getting better every weekend. You're seeing it. And the mistakes he's making, well, we'll leave it at this. That's something that you can clean up. It is. So basically, here's the deal. If you're Bryce Underwood, you got to protect Bryce Underwood. The offensive line has to protect him. Make him stay comfortable. You got to get those. You got to exploit those matchups you like with Donovan McCulley and Samaj Morgan. Maybe one-on-one matchups. You like those. Exploit them. Because when USC brings a safety to cover the run, you got one safety deep. Bryce Underwood's got to look at that defense and recognize, okay, I can get McCulley or Morgan deep. One of them's going to have a one-on-one matchup, and that's the matchup I want him to have. Because here's the deal. If you have Donovan McCulley, and you throw him up a 50-50 ball, when Donovan McCulley goes up for the ball, it's not really 50-50 anymore. It's more like 70-30. He's the kind of guy who goes up and gets that and comes down with it, makes those catches. So if USC brings an extra safety up and you can exploit a one-on-one matchup, Donovan McCulley, you have a lot of faith and you have a lot of hope that he's going to be the guy to come down with that ball. So back to what I was saying for Michigan, protect your quarterback. Exploit those one-on-one matchups with McCulley and Morgan. And get the run game going early. If you can get the run game going early, you keep USC's defense honest. If they're bringing an extra safety or linebacker down to stop the run, you can throw the ball. If they're keeping them back to defend against the pass, you can run the ball. So as Michigan, you got to win this battle in the trenches, basically. You gotta get your run game going early. That way you can keep the defense honest. So USC going in this game is a 2.5-point favorite. But I think it could come down to a walk-off field goal. In the end, if it comes down to a walk-off field goal and you're Michigan, you love the idea of a walk-off field goal from 50 yards or less being put in the leg of Dominic Zavada. You love that. So I'm going to say Michigan's going to win this game. I'll say Michigan will win this game 31-28, Michigan. 3-point game. Could go either way, but I could see Michigan winning a walk-off field goal in the Coliseum. Dominic Zavada kicks the winning field goal. There's the keys to the game, so you guys know who I got. Please leave down in the comments below who you think's going to win. And just for argumentative sake, I can't wait to watch Ohio State Illinois on Saturday. I think that's going to be a fun one too. Anyways, till next time, y'all know what to do. Rock on.